Do, 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 do.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to opening day of MLB and Fire Up. I hope everybody's fired up. Woo-hoo.
Well, it would have been better if he went more than 2/3 of a damn inning.
Yeah, I heard he got rocked today.
That's
Well,
good.
he didn't pitch well because he didn't get any help either.
We saw him on Sunday.
That center fielder sucks.
O'Neal Cruz.
Man, sucks.
Tell me how you really feel.
I didn't see it yet. I didn't see it yet, but
I'm mad I didn't put Kevin McGonigal as a corner infielder in the backups today in the fantasy league.
yeah.
Oh, you play fantasy baseball?
We do.
First time I've done it in 10 years.
Wow. More power
Why
to you, Rick.
Do you do fantasy baseball, Scott? What have you wanted in? I didn't even think about it.
I wouldn't even know. I would be clueless when it comes to that.
Scott has never done fantasy baseball.
No,
He's done
I
football.
fought really hard with fantasy football until I got out of that, but that's okay. I like to do that reality thing, like just go ahead and get interviews. And that's what we did when we were up there last week. It was unbelievable stuff.
Good evening, Michael.
Good evening, Mike. And chicken nuggets in the house. All right.
What's up, Michael? Good to see you again, brother.
Michael, I got 2 more, brother. 2 more.
This guy's unbelievable.
That's an insane jersey collection.
That is unbelievable.
I don't know. Michael's is pretty good too, though. He showed some of it the other night on the show, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I mean, yes, thank you, Samir. I'm not putting. I have a Braves jersey somewhere too. I have to find it one day. I'll have it in the background.
Smoltz.
I don't know. I don't know who it is. I don't even know if I still have it. If not, maybe I'll just order one just so I have one for Samir in the background.
Well, for those of you that
Maybe
don't
you
know,
can put it there when the
opening
Pirates
day.
play the Braves. You can have it right next to your Pirates jersey.
Man, I'll go. I got to go find my tomahawk. I do have one.
Nice.
I do have an Atlanta Brave. I do have a
You
tomahawk.
have that red tomahawk.
I got it in 2007.
Okay.
I was like, dude, I never owned one. I got to buy one.
So hello.
What's up, people?
Oh,
I almost have to turn on my freaking air conditioner. It's hot in here.
So.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I do. You'll like this one behind me, Michael. If I turn it around, it's number 33. First year they wore numbers on the jersey in Pittsburgh.
Nice.
Yes, he was a head coach, but I don't care. I wanted a jersey. That is honest Wagner's.
Adam Jersey McNally. We got to come up with a nickname for this guy. Oh, we got a jersey. Okay, next time you come on, Adam, here's a little piece of information. Take it for whatever it's worth. By the way, I'm so looking forward to getting on your show. Please get back to me. I have plenty of stories to tell.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know. I'll figure it out for you. So we're gonna have to next time he comes on is put in the in between Adam McNally jersey with the quotation marks. Okay, Jersey McNally.
We'll see. People kind of know that already because I got all those jerseys in the back.
Yeah, but no, people on this network don't. We need to make we got to give your own identity in the country club. Adam Jersey.
I thought I had a hidden Paul Skeens. I thought I had a hidden Paul Skeens up there too. I don't know. I thought I did.
Adam Jersey McNally in the country club. Great stuff.
Oh, and there's my Maulers jersey.
Your what?
My Maulers jersey.
Oh, Maulers. Okay.
Yeah, remember we talked a little bit about the USFL last time.
Yeah, I remember Maulers. Didn't Mike Rozier play for him years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, my good friend Bill Keenis of the Lions actually used to be their PR guy way back in the day too.
Back in '83, instead of going to the NFL, he went to the USFL.
Yeah, I remember that.
So in honor of opening day, Adam, this one's just for you.
Oh, nice.
We saw him pitch on Sunday.
Yeah,
Skeens.
I did a lot better.
Yeah, he did. He did. He pitched, I think, 5 innings, Scott, I think,
No,
on
it
Sunday?
was actually, I think, 4 innings of shutout ball.
4
5
innings.
strikeouts, 3 walks. Not bad, though, for a guy coming off the World Baseball Classic and just came back to Bradenton. Candy, you should let this group know exactly what it took for us to get in that story with the agent.
I'm fine.
Yeah, so we applied for a different game, didn't get into that game. So then we applied for the Pirates game on Saturday. We found out at 6:15 in the morning on Saturday morning that we were
Sunday morning.
approved for the 1:00 game. And mind you, it's a 3-hour drive because it's in Bradenton. So took the
Oh,
3-hour
that's
drive. Scott did 4 interviews all before 1:00 game time.
nice.
So it was a good day, right, Scott?
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. And I let
Who'd
off
you
with,
interview?
I let off with Joe Scope, right?
That's like one of them
It was
impulse
cool.
road trips. That's like one of them impulse road trips that you can't pass up.
Right?
Well,
Yep.
Broscat, I don't know if you were a part of my channel that year, but Moonscar won that Hutch jersey. I had to get it to him, and he happened to be driving through the area. It's one of the couple of the guys on my channel. So I met up with him. The ride home was a lot more adventurous than meeting him. On the way home, I blew a serpentine belt, milked it to the parts store, had to wait for the car to cool off, put it back on, and before I got home 1.5 miles away, it broke again.
So here, let's go to the other interviews. By the way, that Michael, I think we got the hitting coach for Toronto. I got one of the players, and also was able to talk with John Schneider, the manager of the Jays. So 3 Jays and 1 Pirate, and it worked out really well. And you'll see a lot of those excerpts of these interviews throughout the shows on the network, including Fire Up as well. So it was somewhere we had to get done. I wanted to end spring training on a flurry and know a lot of what we did. And not only that, what's interesting is we covered the Miami Hurricane Pro Day, and there will be some excerpts as well. Not this week because of short notice, but probably next week about Reuben Payne Jr. as well, that we're going to add certain types of sound clips to Fire Up as well as the other ones beginning next week. And I was able to end that particular day on a flurry as well, Candy.
So Scott, you interviewed the Blue Jays hitting coach, David Popkins. You interviewed manager John Schneider, and you interviewed center fielder Miles Straw.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, really?
And
the ex Cleveland guy, Miles Straw. He was one of my favorites.
Miles Straw.
Yeah, he's a good kid too. And he's a really nice
Mayor, I think you're being called a professional actor.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
And
Chris Kattan.
And then
Who is that?
Monday.
I don't know. I was hoping you might have knew because I
have no idea who that is.
Night at the Roxbury. I think they're talking about you, Adam. Yeah, that guy. They're talking about you, Adam.
Which one?
Will Ferrell and
the other guy, the shorter one.
Oh, you never seen it, Samir? You got to go back and watch Night at the Roxbury.
Or go watch them acting the fool on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, they do the skits on the old, like back when it was funny. It's starting to get back to it though a little bit. In case anyone hasn't noticed, Saturday Night Live's starting to go back to like its original stuff. It's starting to get a little funny again.
Yeah.
Not that I'm up that late, but yeah. Dude, Miles Straw was awesome in Cleveland. I was disappointed to see him go.
Won a Gold Glove.
Mm-hmm.
He's a nice guy too. He really is a super nice guy. Well, since everybody likes Miles Straw, what we're going to do is in the next week or two, Candy's going to dig up some bits down and put him here in the country called the Fial.
Isabella Jada, we are talking about the MLB and the different people that Scott has interviewed. And then somebody made a Chris Kattan comment, so we talked about it.
Yeah, Adam, I think he's talking about you. I just looked at him.
That's what I said when I realized who it is. It's you.
Me? All right, whatever. All right, cool. I mean, I'll take his money for sure.
Sebastian Chose, you're exactly right. Kevin McGonigal, baby.
On Jeremy's bench today.
So, Scott, you want us to go to the soundbite for Baseball.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, well, let's go ahead. I think we have a pretty
Hey,
good one. Hey,
got a
hey,
Brian
Samir, I think
Jones
you're gonna like
jersey
this.
there, too.
Samir, this one's got your name written all over it, okay? As well
All
as
right.
Jeremy. So go
Okay.
ahead, give it a shot.
Okay, let me get to it. We are going right.
Preface what we're talking about, who we are, and then you can go to the clip.
Well, I was gonna go right to the clip.
Okay.
This
However
is
you wanna
Tony
do it.
Diaz. This is Tony Diaz. He's the infielder coach for the Atlanta Braves.
Take one.
Let's.
Number one, you really got me with Armando Galarraga. What are your thoughts about about that play? And should they have overturned it and given him that anyways? I know anybody can say that Armando Galarraga is probably the reason that we got the replay, but come on, I mean, this guy should have a perfect game, and they've never had one before.
Yeah, if it definitely is up to me, I would reverse that and give him the no hitter. It was a blatant call, and but again, if that's what that's what it led to. That now we have instant replay, well then we're better off because of it. But again, that Galarraga, that breaks your heart when you go like, oh my goodness, you know how hard it is to throw a no hitter at any level, and then you lose it because of that.
Well, no hitter. This guy lost a perfect game.
Yes.
So
Right.
with that said, okay, what are your thoughts about combined no hitters? Don't you think that takes away from the accomplishment itself?
Yeah, well, sometimes it can. Yeah, it can take away a little bit of the accomplishment, but at the same time, it's our responsibility is to make sure that our guys are healthy, and we don't want to put our guy in jeopardy just because we're trying to get that no hitter. Get a combined no hitter. It's probably feels as special.
Okay, and
So what
Well,
do you
there you
guys
have it.
think?
Nice. I love what he
Great.
said about it. But yeah, you corrected him. No, that was a perfect game.
Yeah, I thought it was a no hitter at 2.
No, it was a no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And what do you think about
we're talking
combined
about the White
no-hitter?
Sox blown call, right? That's what we're talking about.
Talking
Yeah.
about the Tigers blown
Yeah.
call
Tigers
at first base.
would have been a perfect game.
Oh yeah, when Jim, they were playing the White Sox,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that hit. He was clearly out by a foot.
Yeah, exactly.
More than a foot.
All right, Jeremy.
You know I'm gonna
I'm
ask
just
the tough
calling you Jeff
questions.
Hardy
Edward.
if you
Come
want.
on, man. You know I'm gonna ask that tough question. Don't worry, that was nothing compared to some of the other ones I hit these people with. That was just the appetizer. Wait till you get to the main course there, Edward. Great stuff.
Jeremy, you're
And
going
there's
for the
more
Jeff Hardy
on our
reversal.
channel
What?
of that
Don't worry,
interview.
You're going for the Jeff Hardy reversal.
Yeah. Hey, Edward, tonight's your night to be on this show. I got a couple more coming. We just set you up with baseball because we had Samir wearing that Atlanta Braves hat and to make sure that he got a coach from there. And don't worry, Samir, I got plenty more coming your way, brother. We just wanted to start off with the one was about the imperfect game. All right, don't worry, Edward. Stick around. Candy's got a couple more coming your way.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about my Brewers because they won today pretty big. And yes, I know it's over the White Sox, but
Oh, never mind.
20 strikeouts. Opening day franchise record, 20 strikeouts today. Mizorowski pitched, and everybody was wondering, was he just a one season wonder or what? 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 11 strikeouts. So that was an opening day new franchise record for the Brewers. So, and the first pitch was Jordan Love and Jordan Stoltz, who won the Olympic gold in speed skating, both from Wisconsin, or Wisconsin sports. So that would be my Brewers. Anybody want to talk about their opening day of their team today?
Jeremy, your surprise special is up 2-0 right now over the Dodgers.
Hey, what'd I tell you?
I don't think anyone's going to have a 67.5 ERA after today, except for my guy.
Mr. Paul Skeens.
Hey, this is so bad on Saturday. I love
I
watching
know.
ball.
I saw someone else was close. They had a 57 ERA. I don't know who that. I forget who it was. I was looking through stuff earlier. Obviously, I
Wow.
worked today. Got my booty whooped at work today. It was fun.
So
But but I saw someone else had a 57 ERA, so I didn't feel so bad. It was probably the White Sox guy though, after giving up 11 runs to the Brewers.
So everybody that thought that Tariq Skubal wasn't going to come out and play as good because they saw that one game that he gave up the home run on a perfectly timed swing, because you remember hitting's timing, pitching's upsetting timing. So every now and then those guys are going to hit one what's called on the screws and get that solid hit. Today versus a very good Padres lineup that they just lost the 3 of them on that lineup in the WBC. Tariq Skubal goes out, goes 6 innings, 3 hits, and 6 strikeouts, no earned runs, no walk. So he picked up right where he left off. But the guy that I'm impressed with is Kevin McGonigal. 4 of 5, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. I wanted him called up last year. I was banging the table for him.
So the
reality.
one piece of news that I did want to go ahead, Scott. You go ahead.
Well, the thing about it is, Jeremy, in baseball, you they didn't bring him up last year, but you also bring him up this year. You have to talk about service time when you bring a guy when he comes
Right.
eligible for free agency. So now you don't have to worry about that. You bring him up at the beginning of the year, and all of a sudden they don't have that. Nowadays, everything comes down to money and business anyhow. And in the end, yeah, could they have used him? Yeah, I think somehow a tendency to work out. But baseball, when it comes to financial, becomes more magnified than most
You know,
because of the free agency and no salary cap.
if they'd have brought him up at that free range in September where it wouldn't have counted as a whole year against him, is what I was talking about, to bring him up for
Okay.
the playoffs, because he plays shortstop and third base. And both Javi Baez and Cole Keith during the entire playoffs were a hindrance to that team.
True, but by the same token, he also has a full spring training in his pocket as well. He's ready to come out of the gate. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of different ways you can look at it. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm trying to look at it from both sides. And the only thing I'll say this as a promotion in our network is on Monday night, we have a really good group that includes former Philadelphia pitcher Warren Brewstar and Barry Foote, my longtime friend as well. Well, I've gone back to the Fort Lauderdale Yankees when I was a baby, a Cub reporter, and I got a lot of good baseball knowledge on that show, and I'm really looking to build it. So I learned a lot from the people around me.
As I say, it was 2-0 Arizona. Andy Page just did a 3-run shot.
I'm
So
glad I left
the
him in.
one other piece of news that I would bring out for any of the Brewer fans, if you did not already hear or not, Jackson Churio was hit during the World Baseball Classic, and they thought it was just a soft tissue damage, but actually he has a fractured left hand, and he is out 2 to 4 weeks to start
Well,
the
at least
season.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, Barry Foote and I, just so you know, we go back to 1983 when he managed the Fort Lauderdale Yankees, Mike. And Barry and I have been friends since then. I mean, I'm 42 years, and Barry, I spent more time in his office when he was a new manager in the minor leagues. And now I asked him if he minds coming with me on Monday night talk baseball. I said, I'll come on, do anything in the world for you. That's how close we are. I mean, him and I, Michael, are as close as two people can get. Barry is unbelievable. And Candy will tell you the admiration that Barry and I have for each other, right, Candy? About how
Mhm.
close Mike and I are. And it's just so great to have him on Monday Night Baseball with us. We have a good group
Yeah, he brings
everywhere.
good insights.
Patty, I'm expecting to see pictures on Jeremy's show on Saturday.
Yeah, well, unlike
Patty
you guys,
has my
opening
email.
day isn't until tomorrow. My
Wait,
opening day isn't until tomorrow. So
The Braves didn't play today?
No, they host the Royals. We've got Chris Sale and versus Cole Reagans for Kansas City.
Cole Reagans
got
is
the
decent.
Royals.
Chris Sale's a lot better, in my opinion, as a pitcher when he's healthy.
Oh
Because
yeah,
he has that. That's the only thing knock you can really say on Chris Sale is he has that tendency to miss a quarter of a season every other season. So I hope he stays healthy for you, because I think it'll help the Braves out a lot. Because other than Ronald Acuna Jr. and a couple other players, to me it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of bat consistency on that roster.
Yeah, well,
Hey, Mike. By the
well, I
way,
was-
Mike, I'm sorry to interrupt. If you want to see Barry Fuchs, just join us at 8 o'clock Eastern Time Monday night on our network. You get to see Barry on there for an hour and change. Sorry to interrupt, but so that way you see Michael Edwards, and Barry is my actual co-host for that show. So go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt y'all. I just want to make sure that he got that piece of information. So I'm sorry, whoever I interrupted. Go ahead. Was that you, Samir?
Yeah, we were talking about Atlanta.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely. For me, I think personally the issue with the Braves is really the starting rotation, because in case you haven't noticed, the rotations looked like it was in good shape a couple months ago, but now we've had Spencer Schollenbach. He's going to miss time. Hurston Waldrop was going to miss time. Joey Wentz tore his ACL covering first in spring training. Then Spencer Strider has another shoulder injury, and he's going to miss time, I think, the first couple weeks of the year. So now those are 4 major injuries to our pitching staff before we even get out of spring training. And on top of that, you have Chris Sale, as you mentioned, Ronaldo Lopez, and Grant Holmes. Those are our top 3 as of right now. All 3 of those guys, either last year or at some point, maybe multiple times, some of them have missed significant time due to injury. And then for your 4th starter, you got Bryce Elder, who, as I mentioned last week, you're either getting 6 innings, 2 earned runs, or 2 innings, 6 earned runs. And then your 5th starter, it's not really clear what they're going to do there. They can go Didier Fuentes, J.R. Ritchie. The thing about Didier Fuentes is he's 20. He's 20 years old, and he only has 52 professional starts. Usually most guys, it takes years for them to come up. And he started a little bit last year in the major leagues, and it was up and down. Clearly he needs more time to develop. But that is the state of the pitching staff right now. And that's really more my concern is. My concern, surprisingly, isn't about the lineup. I think Austin Riley's going to bounce back. Ozzy Albies, I don't think the power is going to be there like it used to be, but I do think he's going to get on base a lot more than he has the last couple of years if he can stay healthy. So you've got Drake Baldwin, who I think is going to have a great year. Now the question is, the wild card for me is Michael Harris. Now you have, and it feels like every year we've said where this is the year where he's going to break out of the plate. He's going to put 6 complete months of all-star level hitting at the plate. And for whatever reason, in the first half in his career, his batting average is a 210 with a 551 OPS. In the second half, it goes up to 385 and a 113 OPS. So with Michael Harris, it's really a matter of, can he put together a 6 full months of consistency at the plate? Can he improve the plate discipline? Draw more walks, try to get on base more. And if he can do that and still continue to, and his glove remains at an elite level, he can definitely be an all-star very soon, maybe this year.
Nice. Any other MLB games we want to talk about before we move on to something else? Okay, since nobody is jumping at the gun, let's talk a little March Madness because it's going on right now. We have 4 games tonight. 2 have already finished, with one being a really close game, and that would be the Purdue Boilermakers beating Texas 79-77. And then an upset, I would say, 9 beating a 4. Iowa beat Nebraska. Although Nebraska hasn't, this is what, I think their first NC2A, they got their first win in the tournament before that, but now they are finding themselves from on the outside watching. Look at Michael. Iowa is the 9 seed, lowest Big Ten seed to ever make Elite 8.
Great stat, Mike. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. And then the games we got going on right now are Illinois and Houston just started, and Arkansas versus Arizona.
Let's go, Houston.
I know we talked about last week whether the Cinderella team is dead now in March Madness with NIL.
Right.
I don't know anymore. You got Iowa beating Florida, Texas beating Gonzaga, number 11, Texas at that. So my only thing is, are we defining Cinderella as only small schools, or are we doing it based off ranking or program prestige or reputation?
I feel like it's 8 and up. 8 and up, Samir.
Yeah, I would
By
say.
the way, Fred Hoiberg has done a really good job with Nebraska, that's for sure. Winning their first 2 games ever in the tournament. He's done a really good job up there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say
And
it's
by the
8
way,
and up?
John Calipari's in the 900 win club to begin with, so wherever Calipari goes, he wins.
John Calipari,
Yeah.
RMU, Western Pennsylvania.
Adam, you were going to ask a question, I think, but
Would you guys say 8 and 9 and up is the Cinderella looking squad type
I
of
would
deal,
say so. I think so.
or is it still the 12th seed down still? I'm not sure.
I don't know though. Is it in this situation, considering the nature of the Big Ten opponent, makes you wonder a little bit. But I see your point, Samir. But I kind of wonder 9-8, especially when it's a Big Ten team involved. That they're not no ordinary Cinderella. If they are, if you want to put the Cinderella tag on them.
No, I need Houston, Patty. I'm not with you tonight. No way. No way.
and I
It's early.
I don't
It's
know.
only
Is best
2-0,
coach
right?
Izzo or Sampson?
By the way, Calvin Sampson actually turned down the Illinois job many years ago when he was at Oklahoma. I read that a little bit earlier. But he had a chance to go ahead, and he ended up going to Indiana. We all know how that didn't turn out too well, but he made his way back into college basketball after 5 years of being out of the NCAA. And now he's facing Illinois, the team that he turned down. Interesting storyline there as you watch that basketball game.
Yeah, the Big Ten still has, 4 teams, possibly 5 yet, depending on what happens with Illinois tonight,
Right.
left in the tourney.
Well,
So,
of course, Nebraska only got knocked out because they were facing a fellow Big Ten team. So.
Oh yeah.
understand that, but they're out just like Wisconsin's out. Neither
No,
one of
I'm
them
just, yeah, but I'm just saying that when you go head to head, one of them is bound to go. You're welcome, Mike. I actually read that today. I knew it was coming on here. I had to give you guys something different that I haven't had on my other show. Just so it happens. Time out really well, Michael.
I feel like I'm out of sync today. I didn't really watch anything today. I feel like I'm totally out of sync. I'll be honest.
Oh, you're fine, man. You're fine.
I just feel like I'm off today because I have 170 packages delivered today. I didn't have time to pay attention to anything.
I understand that. I worked today too, so. And we didn't have air conditioning at my branch today, so it was 83 degrees inside. That was pretty steamy.
I work too. I do my mental labor here trying to come up with all these top-notch guests and all these things. You'd be surprised how much fast talking goes in to making sure we bring them on a real upcoming network, right, Jeremy? I'm telling you, tell me how many times Ballrick has met so many interesting people, right, man?
Oh yeah, lots of them.
I work my angles, right, Ballrick? Right.
Yes, sir.
There you go. That's
okay, so who's winning the Illinois-Houston game tonight? Around the horn.
Scott? Houston.
Houston.
Well, my heart says Illinois, but I think Houston's probably going to end up playing.
I've been saying Houston ever since I read the Patty comment.
Okay, Arkansas, Arizona. Jeremy.
Arkansas.
Scott?
I got to go Arkansas, too. I'm right in the Calipari.
Adam?
For my tournament upset, this would be a major upset.
Okay. Samir?
I chose Houston.
No, Arizona, Arkansas game.
Oh, Arizona, Arkansas. I got to go Arkansas.
Everyone's leaving that one seed out of it. I love it.
Okay, tomorrow night, St. John's versus Duke.
Is Duke getting their point guard back tomorrow?
I'm going to go Duke. I don't know if St. John's can take on Duke. I mean, they got a good team, and they've been on a hot streak, but hot streaks end.
Is Duke got their one of their two
Don't
guys.
care.
coming
They've
back
been
from
winning without him.
I'm just curious. I didn't know. Someone I know listening to Westwood
For my
Sports
bracket,
Live-
it's got to be Duke.
now the real reason comes out, Ballrick.
Well,
Yeah,
I have
no,
Duke. I have Duke winning it. So
Duke was my pick to win the whole thing. I'm going to go with Duke.
I'm sticking with Duke.
I
I got
Either
Duke in the
way.
finals, but they lose to a certain team with a big block M.
Scott.
Yeah,
Duke
yeah,
or
I got to ride. I got to ride the Duke as well. Many years ago, I actually had my cousin Ronnie used to call me Duke until Scoop came in, and now Motor City Mad Mouse. So there's a little history behind Duke. Don't call me Duke
Okay.
in this show, though.
So I obviously know Jeremy and Scott are both
Jesus,
picking
damn it.
Michigan.
That's an awesome name. I don't care. That's an awesome.
Oh,
name.
you like Duke? Okay. You
No,
know,
I'm
know
not,
you-
I don't know if I'm a big Cheez-It guy, but it took me a minute to figure that one out. So.
you want to call me Duke on your baseball show, you can call me anything you want. Just promote my book.
What, the Cheez-It?
Okay, Scott and Jeremy, I know both have Michigan versus Alabama. Who are you going with, Adam, and who are you going with, Samir?
I have Michigan.
Got Michigan. I think their size is going to think they have the advantage with their size.
Okay, Michigan State versus UConn. Jeremy.
UConn. Hey,
Scott.
don't make me say it.
Huh?
Don't make me say it about the Sparties.
Scott, Michigan State or UConn?
You know what? I'm going for the upset. I have a feeling Tom Izzo's going to win this one. Don't know why.
Because it's Tom Izzo in the tournament. That's why.
Yeah, well, that probably has a little
Okay,
bit to do with it too.
These teams where he's been bottoming out most of the years anymore.
Well, the last time the Big Ten won a championship, by the way, was Duke, Michigan State in 2000.
I know that, but I'm just saying there's other teams, Big Blue, that have made it to the national championship since then. They just haven't won it.
All I'm going to tell you, Jeremy, is I'm going with a feeling I have deep down inside. Take it for whatever it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, did you pick Michigan or UConn?
I think I took Izzo.
Okay. Samir?
I'm going to go with Izzo, Michigan State.
Okay. Tennessee, Iowa State. Jeremy.
Which one was that?
Tennessee, Iowa State.
Iowa State.
Okay, Scott?
I'm going with my buddy Rick Barnes. And I'll tell you why. I actually worked with Coach Barnes when he was at Providence, and I caught up with him when he was with Texas. I got to go with my friend Rick Barnes.
Adam.
Iowa State. I think I don't know.
Tennessee.
Okay, upset there. Sounds good. Sweet 16. And it goes on to Jeremy. You want to go to an NBA like preview kind of, or NHL? Which one? You tell me.
NBA. Let's start NBA. Oh, look at that. Smoking Dad entered the chat. Hey, I do that because I was raised around music with my dad. He was a DJ. He would go and DJ parties, dances at schools, including did my homecoming dance in my sophomore year of high school. So it's the only one that actually has a groove on it on my soundboard.
That's funny. Okay, NBA preview. Jeremy, you taking the lead there?
Oh, God. Which one? We're on NBA, right? You got to take me
Yep.
to take the lead. You're awful.
You're the one that wanted this topic. Come on now.
I know, but I'm not the best basketball guy yet. But the Pistons are doing well. They won again tonight, 108 to 129. I think they're still one of the best teams in the East.
They're the number one seed.
Yeah, they're
look
the
at
number one
standings.
seed and clinched playoffs already. Yes.
Yeah, we clinched it when we won our 51st game.
Mm-hmm.
Going without
But,
Kate Cunningham too.
Yeah. Doing it without Cade Cunningham is huge because this is a big thing. And I think it's Monday is when he gets another MRI to see how that's doing.
Okay.
I'm praying for the young man because he did have a slight punctured lung. And the fact he made those 2 free throws on that foul where he got the punctured lung when he fell on his rib, his elbow was under his ribs when he fell on it. That's what caused it. It wasn't a broken rib or anything like that. The fact he sat up there and shot the 2 shots, then walked off the court and passed out. What constitution this kid has.
Yeah, that's surreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sitting there with a punctured lung, barely able to breathe, thinking 2 clutch shots to give the team the lead, walks off the court.
Anyway, so in the Eastern Conference, Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavaliers, Hawks, and then the Raptors. Those are the top 6. Next, 76ers, Miami Heat, Charlotte Hornets, and Orlando Magic. We don't need to go into the rest because they're not doing very well, as we all know. As far as the Western Conference, OKC Thunder, Spurs, Lakers, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Rockets round up the top 6. Suns, Clippers, Blazers, and right now the Warriors. Everybody else is eliminated actually in that conference. So, who do we have? Who do we like? Who do we think is going to take it all?
I like Oklahoma City again. Maybe San Antonio. Obviously, they've won. I think they've won all 4 games against Oklahoma City this season. So if there's a team that can beat them, obviously it's San Antonio. But outside of that, I don't know if there's another team in either conference on paper that can beat them in a 7-game series.
Okay. Adam, what do you think?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm not a basketball fan.
MDE don't hate me, but Shula Berg asked for the soundtrack again. You know what that means?
Look, it took me a minute.
Chat.
It took me a minute too to start moving to it, but you just get used to it and you just let yourself go to it.
Yeah.
I'm not being rude or anything. I just don't follow basketball. I know on my Facebook page I've been posting all this stuff from my Instagram feed on LeBron followers.
I said this before the season, and I'm sticking to my guns. I'm not saying it's Detroit, but the winner of the NBA Finals is coming out of the East. And right now, I think the odds-on favorites is either Boston, Detroit, and the hot Atlanta Hawks right now, who just beat us the other night.
Yeah, they are the hottest team in the NBA. And as I mentioned last week, if 2 months ago, the team or organization as a whole, I don't remember the vibes being as bad or as rock bottom as they were surrounding the organization as they were 2 months ago. Obviously, I think it's pretty clear why. And then
pouring. Sorry.
And then they get blown out by the Heat at home right before the All-Star break, and now they're 4 games under 500, and then they just start winning. And they have the second best rebounding percentage in the NBA since the All-Star break. Before then, they were 26th. So that has been one of the main catalysts of their win streak. The ball movement is great. Everybody in the starting 5 is contributing. And the perimeter defense is night and day. If Dyson Daniels and Nickeil Alexander-Walker mainly now, one thing that is Atlanta's biggest weakness and has been for years is their lack of size. And unfortunately, I just think they're – now, can this team win a playoff series? Possibly, depending on who they match up with. But I think their lack of size – I just don't think they can really – this team is built this year to really make a run at this thing, and that's the reality of it. Like, you saw it last night in the second half. Jalen Duren killed us down low. Like, we had no answer.
Jalen Duren's killing everybody lately, though. So
Yeah,
that's why they're
we
winning.
had no answer for him, and then even on that game-winning putback attempt, he had a clean look at it, went and got an offensive rebound.
So Samir, if the season ended right now, the Hawks would play the Cleveland Cavaliers. How do you think they do?
Yeah, now I think that's a series they could win. Definitely, especially when you're going against a defensive backcourt with Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. I like that. However, again, our lack of size at our front court's an issue when we're going against Evan Mobley and Jared Allen.
Got a heck of a coach on Quinn Snyder. He's won the Jazz. He's doing a good job with the Hawks.
Credit to him, because 2 months ago, quite frankly, it wasn't looking good for him.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, they got rid of Trae Young, and they got rid.
I think he's done a great job down the stretch.
You get rid of Trae Young.
How much the roster's changed, I think he's done a great job.
Got rid of Trae Young, shipped him out to Washington, and as a result, maybe he took somebody out of the locker room that was toxic, and now he's got him playing team ball, from what I hear.
All right. I mean, I will admit, I am probably the biggest Trae Young defender you'll meet. Like, I think considering what he did for the franchise and for the city, like, you can't negate that. He is the second best player in Atlanta Hawks history. He took us to Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021. Not even Dominique Wilkins did that. Joe Johnson definitely didn't do that. And you consider the teams they had put around him after that playoff run, they did not surround him with the right pieces. Okay. And when they did try to make an all-in move, they ended up sending 3 first-round picks for another ball-dominant guard, DeJounte Murray. So you consider what he did for the city and the franchise. I mean, when the Hawks traded him, I'm just thinking, like, we went ahead and lost 4 in a row right after that, and we got blown out in all 4 of them. I'm like, man, this is rock bottom. The Hawks are going to be really bad for a long time, because it was similarly 1994, and it's a kind of a different scenario. 1994, they were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and Michael Jordan was playing baseball that year. They traded Dominique Wilkins when they were the number 1 seed, and they were irrelevant up until Joe Johnson got there. So it's kind of like when you trade a player like that, your thought is, where's the franchise go from here? What's next?
Right.
When is the next time we're going to get a player of that caliber in this town? And I didn't know if Jalen Johnson, I always thought Jalen Johnson was an all-star. He should have been an all-star last year had he not gotten hurt.
Right.
But he has 100% taken that next step from, okay, this is an all-star, to, okay, this can be the face of the franchise. Look at what he's doing at 24. I think the sky's the limit for him if they can build this thing around him the right way. And it's set up for them this offseason. They've got that new Pelicans. They're going to have the highest between the Pelicans and the Bucks lottery pick. So they can end up getting a really good player out of that. And then they're going to have a lot of money to spend in cap. So, again, as I mentioned, they need to get a new starting center. I like Onyeka Okongwu, but if you're going to seriously contend, he can't be your starting center.
Well, I'll go back to what I said before. You have a heck of a coach. Anytime you have a heck of a coach in Quinn Snyder, great coaches can elevate the play of certain players, and that's what you have. He's a wild card for East. Be thankful to have this guy. He's good. I like Steve Holman Sr. too, my good friend, who, by the way, who makes it all look like nice music. The broadcast.
So, Scott, who do you got going in the NBA?
Now, I don't know if I can give you a pick to see who's going to win it all. But in the West, it's hard to go against the San Antonio Spurs. Wembanyama is a tough stop. And like Samir pointed out, they got the best Oklahoma City, 4 times?
They've won all 4 of them.
Right? So, you know what? And they've done a good job post Greg Popovich. I mean, if you're going to make me go out on a limb in the East, I'm going to go with the Pistons. They're winning without Cunningham. What happens when they get him back? and they overcame those suspensions because of the unfortunate situation. And now you got Duran back, and you have a lot of good pieces. And JB Bickerstaff is a wild card there. Heck of a coach. Far cry from Monty Williams way back when, who they're still paying not to coach.
So let's turn our focus. Scott, why don't you introduce the next two videos you want? Let's start with your Michigan guy.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Benny, I think it is, Rayshon Benny. Good for your mock draft there, Jeremy. Anything you have. This kid's a good player, and he could find somewhere, and I had an opportunity to catch up with him over in Mobile, near South Alabama, for the Senior Bowl. Take a listen to Rayshon Benny. Maybe his attitude will change a few draft boards. Go ahead, Candy. Roll the tape.
Getting him right now. Here we go.
How are you doing? Good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Motor City Mad Mouth Show. My name is Scott Morganroth, Motor City Mad Mouth. Please be joined by Rayshon Benny. And, Rayshon, how are things going here at the Senior Bowl for you?
Things is going good, just being out here with some of the best players across the country, going into this draft, just excited to be able to compete with some of the best.
All right, so let's talk about your time over at Michigan. I know that you did have a national championship. You were part of a national championship.
Yep.
How do you feel about how things went overall? You got the national championship. You beat Ohio State a few times. Those are some pretty good goals for you.
I was about to say, it meant everything. I was about to say, I feel like I accomplished everything that I could have imagined in college. Things that I didn't imagine to accomplish, we made happen, as far as winning the Big Ten, the national championship, just a whole bunch of things that, a lot of people never really had, in sight for us when I first got to Michigan, being where kind of the program was at coming off of the 2-4 season. Just everything we was able to accomplish in such a little time.
Well, what type of influence did Jim Harbaugh have over you? Obviously, hey, listen, you got a couple of Harbaughs over in the National Football League, but let's talk about Jim Harbaugh's influence over you.
Coach Harbaugh, just the readiness, and just to be a pro. I was about to say he always treated us like that, even, with us being college athletes, he treated us like pros. So, we know what to expect, we know how to move and carry ourselves when we get to that point.
Has he stayed in touch with you a little bit since he went to the pros?
No, I seen him. I seen him last year at the pro day. That's about it. I was about to say I talked to Coach Elston a few times, though. Since he departed.
Would you welcome the opportunity to play for Harbaugh, let alone the hometown Detroit Lions?
I'd be happy to play wherever. I just want to play ball.
And I think the thing that's really interesting is now they hired Kyle Whittingham. Have you had a chance to look at that hire a little bit? And what kind of hands is Michigan football in?
Well, I mean, I know he's a good coach. I know he had the Utah program that's not, supposedly known for being, the best football school. I know he had them winning for a lot of years, and even a few times while he was there, they beat Michigan. So just knowing, that I think they got the right guy. I think he built the program back up, with keeping some of the players that I feel like he needed to keep, and just getting the right people in to fill in positions with players we lost.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about Bryce Underwood. What are your thoughts about him as a quarterback? He has upside potential. Now they're going to bring a quarterback coach and a bona fide offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's going to be good. I was about to say, I'm glad that he got somebody that's going to be able to develop him and that's going to be dedicated to, solely trying to get him better every day. I was about to say, when his time comes, he's going to be the best player in the country.
My final question, tell me a little bit about your game and how it translates to the NFL, and what can you bring to a team?
I feel like I bring physical dominance. I feel like I bring a pass rush upside that a lot of teams probably don't know I have in me. I was about to say somebody that's ready to work. You feel me? I was about to say I could play all, across the line. It ain't solely one position I'm just at. I was about to say, I'm a gap filler. I was about to say I can fill in wherever I need to.
Well, all I can tell you is I wish you nothing but the best in your career. So being on the Motor City Mad Mouse show at Michigan Wolverine. And the last thing I was going to mention that came to my mind, was it a thrill for you to be able to play for a program which is the all-time winningest program in college football, #1 at the top?
I'm sorry, say that one. Say the end.
The all-time winningest program in college football history.
Yeah, I was about to say it feels good, being, a part of the best team in the country, and just with such the history that the university got, we got a lot of things to brag about, going to Michigan, being a Michigan man.
Well, you're a Michigan man, so am I, so it's great to meet you here in Mobile. Thank you. All right, let me play off of Michael's question. If you memorize
There
the
you have it.
questions, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to answer Michael's question. Do you memorize the question she wanted to ask, or do you just flow off of the vibe you get from the players, coaches you are in the moment with? Well, that's an excellent question. I want to make sure. And some of the stuff's in my book, the lessons from microphone, but the way I can answer that best is, yes, I do flow off the players a little bit, do a little bit of knowledge on them, but I think it's more the experience factor, Michael, having done it so long that there's certain type of questions that you ask certain types of people, and then you go ahead with the follow-up. So it's not anything that many years ago when I started in the business, I used to prepare questions in advance, and there are sometimes I will use what we call a index card like this, this size, depending on who I'm with. And you're only going to have 5 or 6 questions depending on the subject matter. In his case, I did it all off the top of my head based on experience. And of course, if I need to research somebody I know I'm going to get, I'll have my mobile phone just to review them. But for the most part, I just do it off the top of my head and go ahead and draw my experience to do it and not feel comfortable after 47 years in the business. Michael, great question. I'm glad you put that out there. And a lot of my secrets are in lessons from the microphone. And Katie will go into the book later. But thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if Patty was feeding you questions through the microphone into your earpiece.
No, not me.
Great stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
You want preface the next soundbite, Scott?
All right, well, let's see. Who do we have here? We got
Diego Pavia.
Oh, yes, Diego Pavia, people. Oh, you ever heard of Johnny Manziel? Guess what he has?
The same attitude.
Exactly.
There we go. Here we go. Let's go. Let's
You're welcome,
go.
Michael.
We're going to share this one.
Deal with him knowing that he's been through the rigors.
Right.
Diego, I have a question about Johnny Manziel. I know you had a little bit of an interaction with him. What was that experience like with you to try to deal with him, knowing that he's been through the rigors before? And obviously, was there any knowledge that he could pass on to you that would help you as you transition to your NFL career?
Yeah, he gave me like the do's and the don'ts. And he gave me some advice that would stick with me in my life. He was just like, hey, if you really want this, like, you got to pour your all into this. And so that's some of the advice that he gave me is just like, I wouldn't say he didn't say like, don't be like him, but like, just do as he says, not as he did. And he knows my goal. He's a close friend of mine. He's always here to give me advice. So I'm super thankful for him, like just going out of his way, checking up on me, making sure I'm doing good. He's just someone who, I looked up to since a little kid, and now he's like one of my homies. So that's cool.
Diego,
There you go.
Do as I say, not as I do.
So let me ask the crew here the question. Okay, let's go back to this. Any questions or comments about the Rayshon Benny one? Let's go around the horn. Jeremy, go ahead. What did you pick up out of that interview?
It sounds like Johnny Manziel said, hey, I screwed my life up. I did not apply myself. That's what you need to do. That's what without him saying the words, that's what I heard out of that interview.
And what about the one before, Rayshon Benny out of U of M?
The guy's a good player. I see him as more of a mid-rounder. He's going to go somewhere between 3 and 6. And that's just because there's better talent. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. This defensive tackle, the linebacker room, and probably offensive line are some of the deepest rooms in the draft we've seen in a long time. In the wide receiver room, it isn't very top heavy, but it's deep talent wise.
Guys like that get you to the Super Bowl. By the way, when you go 3, 4, and 5, not the worst.
Oh yeah, those are the rank and file guys. We talked about this before.
Yeah, we did. And you were at the NFL draft with me in Detroit, and obviously you did a whale of a job with your show, and I made sure that I gave you plenty in your ear as to how this whole process works. Because I've seen the NFL draft on many different levels. One, I've seen it with the Jaguars, the Lions, and of course now I have an opportunity to cover the live event where it was at. So, Adam, what are your takeaway with the last couple of interview sound bites I gave you?
I thought they were good. I was paying attention to more of how you asked the questions. I wasn't really, because we're all on that end of getting into questioning and how they're supposed to be, I asked, I guess. Sometimes when people ask direct questions, you get that stutter, and that's when you ask them a good question, I feel. If they stutter, because it's not everything they game plan for. Like everything wasn't snap, 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 snap. Like you could see the pause, so you knew it was a good question because they actually had to use their brain and think about it.
Right.
But yeah, definitely I'm with Jeremy on this one. Sounds like Johnny is saying don't party your ass off like I did and get kicked out of football.
Which it's funny because his pro comp coming out of college is Johnny Manziel.
Right. Yeah, but you know what though? I like your perspective.
He was a good football player though. He was good in college.
Right.
But Adam, I like your perspective, how you study the way the question is coming out, because you're obviously in this industry, and I'm sure you have aspirations to talk to some of these people. If you can draw off other people in the business, it gives you a much better opportunity to shadow that individual. I appreciate that. Samir, what about you?
Yeah, I found Pavia's interview pretty interesting.
Okay.
Because I remember last week we were talking about he's been hanging out with Johnny Manziel. You initially think the worst of that, but then when you listen to that interview and how he answered the question and a different perspective on it, it's like, that you think of it differently. You think of it as someone, who knows what it's like to have it all, lose everything, basically hit rock bottom, and essentially have to rebuild his life from that standpoint, because he was effectively, as you mentioned, kicked out of the NFL. Basically someone who's been through that, kind of passing that advice to someone who he sees, in his opinion, has the potential but just needs direction.
What about the first interview that I conducted with Rayshawn? Any takeaways?
The first interview I thought was pretty interesting. I think, as Jeremy mentioned, I know I've seen him in a lot of mocks as a mid round pick, mainly day 2, day 3.
I'm sure that a lot of the environmentalists are going to be pissed. Just to let everyone know, they tore down about 100 trees today around Pittsburgh just so more people could fit into the city.
Yeah, I saw they're closing schools. All schools are going remote.
Wow.
They're trying to cram 1 million people into this place, and I don't know where.
Well, yeah, because I'm assuming they're going to have. So is the draft going to be like inside Heinz Field?
I have no idea how this is being set up. I have no idea. Like I imagine they're going to do it at the point. That's just me, because that's like probably the widest angle. But then again, you have a stadium that can seat 68,000 people,
but then you got
is going to be nowhere, which is going to be nowhere near enough. So I don't know. I have no idea where they're going to fill these people.
They said it's primarily centered around the I don't even know what stadium that is. ACRISURE.
That's Heinz Field. That's Acrisure.
Is that the North Shore and Point State Park? So
yeah, Point State Park is where the fountain is downtown, where the 3 rivers all meet. I don't know where they're going to put all these people. I have no idea.
By the way, Mike, thanks again for the comment about the answer and the respect. Much appreciated. I have so much respect for you. It's unbelievable. I've only known you a couple shows. Thanks.
Scott, I gotta send you my conversation with Mike McHenry.
Sure.
probably
Really? No, Ken. Mike McKinney with the Pirates.
the Fort and Red Sox and
Yeah,
Colorado.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. And actually, him and I are contacts on LinkedIn. I have to get back to him. But thanks for bringing that up.
He's awesome, dude, and he's an awesome conversation. He's it's really hard to get him during the regular season. I'll be honest, but I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can come on a show like this anymore because him and Greg Brown do a podcast. So I don't know what their contract is on that. So I don't know if he's allowed to be a guest on other podcasts or not anymore.
Good to know.
That's kind of like what he told me the last time I talked to him. So
best shot at him is getting him in person.
Yes, way better in person for sure.
I like doing those in person ones too. I think they're a lot of fun. No preparation, everything just rolls off the top of your head.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like this is in person too, but we all know it's not. But I mean, sometimes it's the closest you're going to get.
No, but you're 100% right. There's not, if you're at the event, then you stick a microphone in front of his grill, then you're in person. But I can appreciate where you're coming from.
Jeremy, you wanted to talk a little bit about the NHL playoffs?
Yeah, because it's looking like it's happening again, Scott, what we thought wouldn't happen. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Red Wings are laying an egg.
Yeah, the Red Wings collapse. It's happening again. I mean, they got 84 points. I don't think they'll fall past the Leafs. I think they'll make the last playoff team. But my God, they were first until 2 weeks before March?
Dude, Buffalo's on fire.
Well, my friend Ted Colfin, who covers the Wings, said it's going to take 100 points just for them to get in the playoffs. So, and I go back a long way with Teddy. He's a good friend of mine.
We only got most teams have 10 games left, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say one thing.
Let's look right now.
I do miss Metro Detroit because I had a good relationship with a lot of PR people. I really do. But but I love South Florida. Don't get me wrong, but relationship professionally, I had with a lot of those people there, especially with what I'm doing now. I could really hit grand slams all over A1 with all of what I'd have there. But I'm not by any means knocking what I have in South Florida because it's a different type of experience getting big events and spring training things like that.
Screen. Puppy.
See, the problem is the Red Wings are not getting in regulation wins. They're, despite having the 84 points they got, their regulation wins have been kind of bad.
Well, they've bit them in the backside before, and it's doing it again. Right now, they need to get points at all costs. Is what they need to do. Can't lose any more games.
Yeah, and they can't go to overtime and split with some because they play about 3 of the teams that are right there around them. You can't only get 2 points and give them 1. You've got to win in regulation.
Yeah, you're right.
Dirty South. Marcus hits the house. And Sidney Crosby got injured again tonight.
Wow.
Adam.
I know. I'm looking into it right now.
Oh.
It's a left leg injury or perhaps an ankle injury. Of course, you didn't think I was going to read that and not look into it. Look into it right away. Yeah, that's big news.
I know a lot of us.
I was even watching the game. I didn't even see it. Well, I mean, I caught a glimpse. I was picking up the jerseys. I caught a glimpse of the game. Let's rephrase this.
Yeah, the Panthers have been injured a lot this year, though, Michael. I mean, I get it. They aren't as good as what they have been, but they have been injured a lot too.
Well, they lost their captain like in spring or pre-season, didn't they?
Yes.
I mean, they were trying to trade for Malkin, I think, and now all of a sudden Malkin's going to be forced to play hockey again. That's what he does when Sidney Crosby gets hurt. Can't seem to play when Crosby's there, but because what's his name? No, not Martian. What was his name? I forget his name.
No.
Was it Kachuk?
What, Scott? Who's the injured Panther?
I don't know. They've had a mass unit, Candy. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, but the whole year he's been out.
He got injured.
Alexander Barkov's been out a long time.
Yeah, Barkov.
Matt Kachuk has been out for a period of time. They get back for the Olympics, so.
As a matter of fact, isn't tonight Buffalo and Red Wings? I think it is.
Tonight or tomorrow, I think. I'm not sure.
Let's see.
They need that.
I'm
I didn't see
right
Mark. Sorry, Mark. What's up, buddy?
And they need that win in the worst way, Jeremy. No doubt about that. They need it. And why they haven't brought up Sebastian
It's
Cosa?
the Red Wings against the Sabres tomorrow.
Yep.
That is a huge game.
They're wearing John Gibson out is what they're doing. They can't do that and get away with the playoffs that way. You need another goaltender to give Gibson a break. To me, it boggles me why Costa's not up there already. At some point,
you're talking about that great goalie from the Grand Rapids Griffins that they have in the farm system.
That's exactly
I wished they'd have brought him up when Gibson got hurt the first time when he missed 4 weeks. Because that was the start of the first slide we had when we started letting teams get close.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't agree more.
And we should have brought him up then. And the guy we should have shipped back to Grand Rapids was Talbot, because Talbot's been awful.
I agree. No debate.
I think Talbot. I think the better. As much as I hate to say it, you hate saying this, but every time we bring somebody up from the Griffins as a goalie, they do good. And then the next year, when they're on the Red Wings on the main roster, they fall apart. I think we got a bad goalie coach.
No,
I hope you don't mind, but my dog wants to.
Well, you're closer to the situation than I am. I wish I was, but I'm so tied up with other stuff here. I wish I could say I could follow as much as you do. I just don't have time.
You had the big baby went to play a daddy over there, I see.
Yeah, well, I got home at 9, 10, so I haven't really had time to, just like every kid needs a little.
I think it's time for my town.
I'm not saying I want to end the show. I'm just saying I'm playing with the dog.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. Smear, what's happening in your town?
So the Falcons did fill out their running back room. They add Brian Robinson to the Commanders, and then with the 49ers. So he's going to be the replacement for Tyler Algier. I like the pickup there. And then they also signed, what was it they signed? Tyler Goodson. He's from the Colts, averages around over 4.5 yards per carry. And then the Braves.
I hope Brian Robinson renews his career there. I know it's behind Bijan, but still.
Well, yeah, I was just going to mention somebody's going to make that mistake on their fantasy team.
I have Brian Robinson. I'm not going to
wonder how many mistakes we're going to see there.
Yeah, Bijan's been healthy for too many years now.
Yeah. But as I was saying, Braves opening day is tomorrow night at Truist Park. They've got the Royals. It's Chris Sale versus Cole Reagans. I've already outlined. We've already talked about the state of the pitching rotation, the fact that you had this many injuries in your pitching staff in the past, didn't add a single starting pitcher this offseason, is quite frankly roster building malpractice from Alex Anthopoulos. Let's call it what it is. And then the Hawks are on a roll. They won 14 of their last 16 since the All-Star break. They've got another tough game in Boston tomorrow. Then they come home for Sacramento. Not necessarily a great night for them, considering both the Hornets and the Magic won their respective games today. Those are teams that are, I think, each of them 2 games behind the Hawks, or that 5th seed spot. And if the Hawks hold on and they get in the top 6, this will be the first time since 2021 where they haven't been in the play-in. And that's it for my town.
This girl's name was Phoenix.
Is that a Pit?
Pit Lab Boxer.
Nice.
She's the cover of my YouTube channel.
I saw that. So what is your baby's name?
Phoenix.
Phoenix, got it.
Yeah.
Who's that in the chat?
No, there's like a Phoenix emblem on her, and I can't find it right now.
On her tag?
Yeah, it's underneath. It's like in her fur.
Oh, cool.
So, Adam, tell us what's happening in your town.
Well, I'm not sure how big of this Sidney Crosby news is, but that's breaking. Penguins are back in second place in the division, and everyone watched the Pirates get completely blown out of the water today. Don't really want to talk about O'Neill Cruz playing center field, but I might have done better. That was horrible. I mentioned they're tearing apart the city to make room for all these people, so they can't breathe more. And the Steelers, hopefully they're leaning towards Will Howard. We don't need that Aaron Rodgers guy.
Jeremy, what's happening in your town?
Well, other than Kevin McGonigal looks as advertised, Scooble's coming out firing just like he did at the end of the season last year. The Red Wings are floundering, so I don't know what to make out of them. I want them to make the playoffs, but do we? Do we want to go and be a first-round exit and be another laughing stock? Or do we want to just miss it and just be good enough to not get a lottery pick since they do a lottery now?
You know what, Jeremy? Break the drought. Get in the playoffs, period.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Break the drought. What, been 10 years now?
9. It'll be 10 if they don't make it. You don't want to end up in double figures when it comes to droughts
You're
like
telling
that.
me the last time the Wings were in the playoffs, the Penguins beat them?
Yep.
Didn't they make the playoffs at one point?
No, I think the Tampa Bay Lightning ended up beating them
20 years straight. Wasn't it? Was it 20 or 26
10 years
straight?
We won it in 2016 against the Red Wings, right?
Yeah, that was the year.
So they might have made the playoffs the following year then, if you're saying Tampa Bay.
Well, they lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning when they first went to the Eastern Conference, and then they haven't sniffed the playoffs since.
That was the 2016-17 season.
Right. Also, like I said, 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're right. The year before, the Penguins beat us in the finals. Then the next year, we got bounced out in the first round, I believe it was.
Well, yeah, by Tampa.
Yeah. Led by what team president at the time?
Yeah, the Yzer plan. Okay.
Yeah. It's been 7 years of the Yzer plan. I'm done.
No, I understand.
I like, has he traded away his farm? I mean, I thought that's what he was doing, was building the farm. Yo, hockey guru of Detroit.
I don't know what he's doing.
What's up, Candy?
So, Scott, what's happening in your town?
Oh, Nova Southeastern University. If you haven't heard about them, Division II team basketball won their 100 straight home game. Unbelievable. Probably one of the best basketball teams in the state of Florida, Division II. And this team here, if you haven't heard of Nova Southeastern University, Google them. Jim Crutchfield has done an unbelievable job out in Davie, Florida, which is a suburb of Fort Lauderdale. I hope to get back in touch with Jim Crutchfield and talk to him and bring him on the Motor City Mad Mouse show. Have been down there 1 or 2 times before, but looking forward to get back down there and catch up with him a little. A lot of good success over with them and Davey. They've had all kinds of great streaks in the conference, and they're a nationally big powerhouse, and they're unbelievable here as well.
So as far as my town,
that's right. We beat the Sharks in Nashville. I'm sorry. I was thinking 2009 where they played back to back. I'm sorry.
I will talk about. Let's see. Obviously, I talked earlier. Brewers won their opening day at home. It marked the 25th anniversary of them opening Miller Park, and the first year when they opened Miller Park, they actually had George W. Bush throughout the first pitch, which was the first time a sitting president had thrown out the first pitch in Wisconsin, in the whole state of Wisconsin. So that's was kind of special. For those of you that are hockey fans, obviously you know that Wisconsin does not have an NHL team, but as some of you may know, the Wisconsin Badgers, a good hockey team. The men's team advanced in the NC2A playoffs, and the women just finished winning the championship for the NC2A, which they have done 3 out of the last 4 years. And the year they didn't win, they took second place. And if you knew this or not, 4 of the ladies that played on the play for the Badgers actually played on the U.S. Olympics team and won Olympic gold. So within like 30 or 45 days, they won Olympic gold and the NC2A championship. As far as the Milwaukee Bucks, they have had a horrible season in all accounts. And right now, you don't know quite who to believe, what to believe or not, because they've kind of sat Giannis. He does have an injury right now, but they disagree on should he play the rest of the season. Giannis wants to play. The Bucks don't want him to play because they still, I'm guessing they think they can trade him. And obviously they don't want to risk any injury. So it'll be interesting to see what happens the end of the season. Michael, you saw George Bush throw first pitch at Cincy Reds opening day. Yeah. And actually, I didn't see it, but I actually snipped pictures because they showed pictures tonight that Miller Park has, as all of you may know, it has a retractable roof. And it was open for that opening day. And there's pictures of snipers up on top of the moving panels as part of George W. Bush throwing out that opening pitch, which I had never seen those pictures until they were posted tonight. So I thought that was kind of cool. So anything else you guys want to talk about? I mean, Illinois and Houston, that game is a real close game. It's 24-22 at half is what I have. And Arizona's up on Arkansas 54-43 at half is what I've got.
This camera angle's throwing me off. I feel like I'm like on a diagonal wave.
Anything else, Scott, on your mind?
On my mind, keep watching the network. I got a lot more at my bag of tricks, and especially that Wednesday show. Steve Ballesteri and I have a lot of fun talking about non-sports stuff. And you're talking about a guy who's going to be writing the forward for my next book. Steve Ballesteri and I, we have such a blast on that show. It's ridiculous.
Well,
I enjoy the other ones we do as well, but that one to me is a lot of fun.
Scott, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we did on Monday?
Monday night, we got baseball people.
No. What did we do this past Monday?
This past month, oh yeah, okay. We had an opportunity to go out there and hit the Miami Hurricanes Pro Day, is what we do, and some of that content will be here on Fire Up as well as some of the other shows across the network.
Who did you get to ask questions of?
Reuben Bain Jr.
One of the top prospects coming out of Miami this year. Yes, You got to ask him questions, and it is already up on the YouTube. So anybody want to go, they can go look at our YouTube channel because the interviews.
You're getting presidential nominees over there.
No, we'll take some excerpts off that interview and put it on there as well. Here on this show as well as every other one.
Yep. But that was pretty cool going down there. We got to see him run like the 40, all the guys, all the prospects. I think there was like 14 prospects. They ran the 40, ran some other drills. We got to see Carson throw to some of his wide receivers. They said over 100 NFL scouts / team that were down here. You got a picture, Scott, with Frank Wright. We know Jeff Halfley was down here. There was a bunch of other NFL people down here as well. So that was pretty cool. But
great seeing you again, Michael. Great stuff, man. Always good to see you when I come on.
Yep. Thank you, Michael. Have a good night. And let's go around the horn. How can people find you, Samir?
You can find me every Thursday night here on Fire Up. You can find my writings on the Sideline Sports and Entertainment website. And you can find a lot of my content on my X account down below at ATL_Samir241. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next week.
Adam, how can people find you?
That's Sports Talk Need on Twitter, guys. At Driving to the Top Productions. Turn on them notifications. Obviously, we have shows running a good bit. But if you want to find me, you can find me on Saturday with Jeremy's show, Thursday here on this show over Fired Up. I want to say Fired Up. I can't just say Fire Up. but anyway, and then you can get me on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on my channel, Baseball Talk Mondays, to Open Sports Mic Tuesday, and Sports Steel City Sports on Wednesday with me and Rich. And yeah, that's if we got anything else, I'll usually post.
And I'll go since Jeremy is out for a minute here. South Florida Tribune Publishing Company published a book, Lessons from the Microphone, Tuning into the Enduring Wisdom of Visionary Leaders. It is written by Scott, who is joining us tonight. The Motor City Madmouth Morgenroth talks about his 40 plus years in the industry and how the industry has changed over that time. It's a great read. Go get that copy of the book. It also has a picture of young Scott with a young Muhammad Ali, young Scott with Tommy Lasorda, young Scott with the real Rocky. Get the book today. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, Google, and Apple Books. The audio book is also available out there. There's a link on our website, www.southfloridatribune.com, where there's a plethora of great content. So go check that out. Samir writes for us. Jeremy writes for us. Scott writes for us.
Adam does not write for you.
No, not yet. I've been hinting at him, but
I don't have time, unfortunately. Time is a painkiller for me.
It is. If you like to listen to podcasts, you can find us wherever you get your podcast. If you see the red subscribe button in that lower right-hand corner, that means you have not yet subscribed to us. I don't know what you're waiting for. Just click it, like us, share us with all your friends and family, and then turn on that notification so you're notified every time we go live. Monday nights is baseball night here. Tuesday nights is football. Wednesday night, Scott does a Motor City Madmouth show, which is a one-on-one interview show that he does, and he's been doing it with him and Steve Ballesteri. Great show. And then Sports Exchange is on at 9 o'clock on our YouTube channel. Thursday nights preceding this show, Scott has Sports Wrap, which they're either talking frozen pond or grass field. Basically, it's either hockey or soccer, depending on who's on the show. And then, obviously, we wrap it up here tonight on Fire Up. You never know what we've got up our bag of tricks. We normally talk all sports, but you never know. We might throw in an unusual topic here and there.
We could have talked about the cornhole murder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We did the other night.
And then it went to that other
and then we went off the rails with it. It was funny.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you ever want to advertise or be on one of our shows, just email us, southfloridatribune@gmail.com. We would love to have you. We love all the people in the chat, love all the comments. But yeah, turn on your notifications so you're notified every time we go live. And then one last thing I would like to ask everybody, not only do you support us, but we ask you to support all our talent on all of our different shows. Many of them have their own YouTube channels, and we're all helping each other, supporting each other, and we'd ask that you support them as well. Jeremy, how can people find you?
Well, you can find me right here on the South Florida Tribune channel on YouTube every Thursday night. You can also find me on my channel. I had to think for a second. Don't find me. It's been one of those days. But you can find me on my channel, which is KCB Sports Network, where I talk about the Lions, I'm talking about the Tigers, and pretty soon I'll be talking about basketball and hockey too.
Awesome. Well, Jeremy, you want to end us because that's where we're at in the show.
Absolutely. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here inside yourself.
Much love to everybody. Have a great week. Enjoy March Madness, and we'll see you back here next week if we don't see you before. Good night, everybody.